Good evening, and welcome to our extended news bulletin. Tonight, we bring you updates from around the globe, covering a range of significant events. Let's delve into the latest developments.
Earthbeat, pulse of the planet.
In Taiwan's Hualien, residents are grappling with the aftermath of the country's most powerful earthquake in 25 years. The magnitude 7.4 tremor left buildings tilted, tunnels crushed, and landslides tumbling down the mostly mountainous region. Despite the destruction, communities are salvaging belongings from damaged buildings and coping with ongoing tremors. Rescue efforts continue as authorities work to excavate blocked roads and reach those trapped in remote areas. Thousands gathered for the funeral of 7 Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps members killed in a strike in Syria. Iran has blamed Israel for the attack, escalating tensions in the region. Among the dead were 2 brigadier generals from the Guard's Foreign Operations Arm, the Quds Force. The strike, which leveled the Iranian embassy's consular annex in Damascus, has sparked outrage and chants against Israel and the United States. The incident coincided with annual Quds Day commemorations, with rallies planned in support of the Palestinians across Iran and other countries. Ukraine claims to have destroyed 6 Russian military planes in a drone attack on an airbase in the Rostov region. The attack comes amidst ongoing clashes between Ukrainian and Russian forces. Kyiv launched one of its largest overnight attacks, firing more than 50 drones at Russian territory. According to Ukrainian authorities, at least 6 planes were destroyed, and another 8 were heavily damaged. The assault, carried out by the SBU security service and the military, aims to reduce Russia's combat potential and thwart its offensive maneuvers. In Kramatorsk, Ukraine, tensions escalate as Ukrainian forces warn of relentless attacks on a key frontline town by advancing Russian troops. Meanwhile, Moscow claims to have captured another small village, marking further territorial gains. Russian forces, buoyed by their numerical superiority and military resources, continue their offensive maneuvers. This development comes as Ukraine reports a significant counterstrike, with the destruction of at least 6 military planes at a Russian airbase in a large-scale drone attack overnight. The situation remains fluid as both sides intensify their military operations in the region. President Joe Biden made a solemn visit to Baltimore on Friday to assess the aftermath of the tragic collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The collapse, which claimed the lives of 6 construction workers, prompted President Biden to meet with local officials and the families of the victims. President Biden expressed solidarity with the affected families, promising full support from the federal government in response and recovery efforts. His administration has requested Congress to authorize the federal government to cover 100% of the reconstruction costs for the bridge. The governor of Russia's Murmansk region has been hospitalized after being stabbed by an assailant outside a cultural center. Andrei Chibis, 45, was knifed in the stomach during a meeting with local residents in the town of Apatity. He is currently in intensive care, with his condition described as serious but stable. The attacker, who was detained, cited personal dislike for the governor as the motive behind the assault. Chibis, a member of the United Russia ruling party, has governed Murmansk region since 2019. Israel announces a temporary opening of aid routes into northern Gaza, following a tense exchange between U.S. President Joe Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The move comes after Biden emphasized the protection of civilians and aid workers in Gaza during a phone call with Netanyahu. Israel's decision signals a potential shift in U.S. policy towards the country. The aid deliveries, facilitated through Ashdod Port, the Erez land crossing, and increased deliveries from neighboring Jordan at the Kerem Shalom crossing, aim to alleviate the humanitarian crisis in the coastal Palestinian territory. The White House welcomed the move, stressing the need for rapid implementation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres urges Israel to reconsider its military tactics in Gaza to avoid civilian casualties. As the conflict enters its 6th month, the humanitarian crisis worsens, with millions facing hunger and devastation. Guterres called for a true paradigm shift in life-saving aid delivery and meaningful changes in military strategies to prevent further loss of life. He condemned the use of AI in targeting decisions and emphasized the importance of independent investigations to address failures and ensure accountability.
That concludes our special report. We will continue to follow these stories as they develop. Thank you for watching. Good night. Subscribe for further updates.